Okay, a couple things. One, welcome to 201. So we have Rick, Mike and Rick's Outdoors, that has been filming our classes and putting it out on their website. It's pretty cool if you get a chance to go look at it. This will be on there as well. So, first things first. I don't remember who all's been in 101 class. Some of you I recognize, some of you I don't. But the object of today is to master the pickup and lay down. And the first step to mastering that cast, or any other for that matter, is to remember the motion. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Let the rod do the work, okay, as opposed to you doing the work. All right? So in the pickup and lay down, so we're going to throw the fly out there. We're going to strip a little line on. We're going to pick it up, back, forward, and shoot it back out again. Slack's gone, see? The idea, I'm going to do this in slow motion, you're going to come back, you're going to come forward and stop and let the rod unload. It's just a couple milliseconds, and then you lay your rod down. It's not a continuous motion. You've got to stop and then lay it down, okay? Stop and lay it down. That way your line and your fly lays quietly on the water and you're not scaring them. When you go to do the pickup, if you pick it up from here like this, you'll hear this big slurp. Also scares fish, okay? So what you want to do, pick it up to about 10, 1, 10, stop, lay it down. The object is not to catch fish. It is to master that technique. Because when you're on the river, and I probably told you this at some point in a class, as you're managing your drift, okay, and obviously my line isn't going to move, you're stripping line in, so you're keeping a tight line. When you get over here, you want to pick it up and put it back down instead of doing this, right? Pick it up, lay it back down. Pick it up, lay it back down. Watch. It's when you unload the rod forward, that's when it pulls it out. If you don't stop here and unload the rod, the line doesn't get the power from the rod to shoot out. It just falls. And so the slack doesn't come back out. Okay, you want to put this on? Do you have a loop? Let me see the end of that. Oh, you don't? You don't have a loop.
Anybody rigged?
Nobody. I gotta tie a nail knot onto Cruz. Bear with us. If anybody knows how to tie their own flies on, you're free to come over and pick one out, and away you go. Damsel fly. We got any damsels or dragonflies?
Who knows how to tie their own fly? Connor, put that bad boy on. Yeah, if you can just tie it right to your tippet end of your leader, you should be all right. We're not gonna go super crazy. Sean, sure. As far as that goes, you all right?
Okay,
I'm going to give you a little caddis hopper. Let's see what happens. Caddis hopper. Yeah.
Do a cinch knot.
Yep, if you just do a clinch knot or a cinch knot, then you'll be all right. Okay. All right, Bubba, let me see yours. I'll throw yours on for you.
There
you guys can't get them through the hole. Check the hole and make sure that it's not plugged, because there's probably some glue on these. Do you know how to tie a clinch knot?
Okay, do you know how to tie a fly on? Okay.
Okay, so what you got to do is you got to feed it through this little hole, which when you're old like me is really hard to do. Okay, so you get it through that hole, right?
Okay.
Then you take the end that went through the hole. Where'd my line go? You take the end that goes through the hole, okay? And you pull it back on the other side of it.
Got it?
Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to wrap this. See the what we call the tag end, the open end?
Okay,
1,
who needs help?
2, 3, 4.
Nobody?
5. Okay, then we're going to take the tag end of this. We're going to feed it back through that little loop we made right there, okay? And then we're going to pull it tight. Okay, and that's a clinch knot. That's simple. All right?
Do we have any short leaders?
I may have a 7.5 somewhere. All right, Bubba, hold on to that. Everybody good?
I haven't rigged myself up yet.
You need a, I have a 5X in my pocket. You want a 9-foot?
Yeah, I'll just put a 9-foot on. I'll cut some of the end off. I got to tie a nail knot anyway, so.
Yes.
How much you waste.
that is true, because they're not cheap. All right, why don't you two guys come over here, because I want him where there's not a lot behind him. So we've got a little wind coming this way, so it's going to be a little weird. All right.
This is the one thing I forgot to tell him over there. Okay, when you're casting, 10 and 1, you can adjust the plane of your cast. So you're casting up and down instead of this way. Helps you stay out of the weeds. It also closer to the water when you go to lay it down.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do, okay? Remember what we taught you in the other class? Okay, so the wind's going to be coming from this way, okay? So you're obviously going to have a hard time getting it out there. So when you're getting ready to cast, I want you to look just like this, okay? I want you to take this line, and I want you to remember how you're shaking the hand? Yeah. I want you to put that line right under that finger. There you go. Okay, and I want you to hold this with this hand, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to put it out in the water, just like you did before. Try and throw it out in the water. Give it a sec.
Like throw it like this?
Yeah, just throw it out there like that, and then go ahead and get your cast going, and let's see what you got. Okay, so go ahead, throw it out. It'll blow. Okay, go ahead. Okay, now let me see this. I'm going to get the line out for you. Okay, come over here on this side of me. Remember how we said you got to give it some time? See how the line, just like in the parking lot, is just like this? Yeah. And then all you do is just put it in the water. Okay? And then what you're going to do, you're going to hold the line in the hand like this, okay? And then you're going to pull it, and you're just going to get a little motion on that fly, okay? And then, oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. When you see that fish hit that hopper, all you're going to do is just set the hook like this, okay? Okay? And then you're just watch me. You're just going to bring it in. You're just going to nice and easy, right? Until that fish comes and gets it again, okay? And then when it gets a little bit further in, like where your yellow line isn't on there anymore, then you're going to pick it up and you're going to do it again, okay? And you just want to get the practice of doing this. Remember, keep it up, keep it down, and then put it in the water. All right? All right. You want to go? All right. Okay, just remember, keep that line nice and tight. So you want to make sure that you're managing. So if that fish eats, you got to tighten that up and then set the hook, right? And then you're pulling this line through your hand with that hand. Okay? So just try that. Okay, now bring it in nice and tight, because if that fish takes it, watch behind you. You don't want to let it hit the ground, remember? There. Now remember, you can't fish it unless it's on the ground. So make sure you're always holding on to that line here, okay? And then what you're gonna do is I want you just to fish with this line, just that much line, okay? And I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna throw it down. You don't have to have it in the air all this time. You don't have to keep doing this, right? All you're doing is you're just picking it up and you're moving it. Don't give line that time to land behind you, right? You wanna keep that line in the air and down, okay? That's what I want you doing, all right? Too far back. You're going too far. Remember how the line needs to stay in the air? So you got to stop it right up there. Do it again. There you go. Kind of like that. And then there you go. No, remember, you're giving it too much time to drop. So you go ahead, do it again. Now you're going too close. So remember that 10 and 2, right? Remember this part right here? Go ahead. Try it again. No, because now you're going to get hooked. So what you want to do, remember, you got to keep this tight, right? You're just going to go boom, boom. Okay? Boom, boom. Now, it's not landing where you want it to land, but that's okay. We want to get that down, right? You want to let that line go all the way straight back. Make sure you're not getting anybody behind you. Go ahead, do it again. Now, you're giving it too much time to drop. You're not doing it fast enough. Remember? Go ahead. Oh. Okay, leave it there for a second. You got to go a little bit further back. Remember that 10 and 2, right? So the one thing that you're going to have to be aware of is this stuff, right? So a lot of times when you've got something behind you, first thing I want you to do is I want you managing this line with this finger. Okay, you can always pull it and manage it with this one, right? Now see, Okay, first off, your drag's too tight. So we're gonna loosen this up. A lot of times when you have something behind you, you're gonna do something called a roll cast, okay? And all you're doing is bringing the rod straight up and flipping it out, okay?
Straight
now,
up and flip.
yep, so you can go here as long as you have, remember you're using that, you're keeping that line up, and then you're letting that line go out. But if you've got something too far behind you and you're a little worried about it, just bring the rod up, let the line come stagnant, and then go boom. It's hard to do in wind. Oh. But so I want you to practice that. I want you to practice bringing it up and rolling it out, and there's some risk to that, okay? Or just 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna get your line further out by doing a full cast like this. Right? See how my line goes way out there? Whereas if I'm roll casting, and the idea here is that I'm managing, so if a fish hits that hook, I can set the line like that, right? Because I have the control here, right? So I'm managing the line here, I'm stripping it in, but I always want to get that line as taut as I possibly can, okay? And then and all you're doing is you're letting that water hold your line. So you're letting the water basically load your rod, right? So then you can just come back up and go down. And all I want you doing is practicing bringing it up and putting it down, just in different spots. And then we can start talking about managing line. But roll cast, right? In the wind it's hard. Or up and down. See, and I caught back there. So you have to be careful. Up and down. You see me? Okay. Try that. There she is. How you doing? All right. So you haven't missed a beat, it looks like.
Why y'all cancel a lot?
All right, so what I want you to do is, since you're holding that like that, I want part of the line managed here and the other part of the line managed with this hand. So what happens is that when that fish hits that hook, right? The only thing that's gonna set that hook on this rod is this hand. It's not gonna be this, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to practice going up and bringing back. You're gonna have to be aware of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So when you pick it up, you can strip it in with this arm, right? You can just pull it a little bit so you get a little bit of motion on the fly. And then when you pick it up to throw it down, the idea of loading and unloading, remember how we were doing it in the parking lot where you just picked it up and launched it and then the line went out? That's what you want to practice here. Okay, so try and go ahead. Watch behind you because it's dropping way too far back. So you have to remember that you've got something back here. So the timing on your back and forth, on your 10 and 2, is going to be faster because if you give it time, it's going to drop back there and it's going to hit. Okay, so try again. Just without any line. Go ahead. There you go. That's better. The better you get at that, the straighter that line's going to land on the water. Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're allowing this water to load your rod. So you don't have to go all the way back, right? Because it's creating that tension on the water already. So all you have to do is just load it real quickly and unload it. And where you start and stop is where that line's going to land. Okay? So if the line lands straight, then your load and unload timing is right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, try again. Just like that. Better. Okay, do it again. One more time. There you go. See how it's lands straight when you do it right. Now you still want to try and stop right about here and then let that line unload and follow it down with your rod. Okay, does that make sense? And then as you get more comfortable with that timing, then you can start letting more line out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Try.
the stop that Jeff was talking about, right?
Yes,
Is what you're saying.
correct. So go ahead and try. Okay. And all you're doing when you're picking it up is you're just moving it. So you want to fish it there. You want to fish it over there. You want to fish it here. So all you're doing when you're picking up to false cast is just moving. You don't need to get it in the air and move it 6 or 7 times. It's up and down, up and down. Okay. What's happening now is you're not going fast enough because what's happening is, remember, that line back behind you has to stay in the air. So you're giving it time to drop, and what's going to happen is sooner or later you're going to catch on that. So get the timing going a little bit faster. Better. Okay? Now try moving it. There you go. Okay, see how the line is straightening out the way that you want it to? Now try moving it, because you're going to be fishing different areas. You can also fish, you see that the wind is pushing the current this way. So what you can do, is like you're in a river. You can push it over here and then just let the current take it and let those fish give those fish a chance to kind of pick it up. Okay, so try it again. Okay, what happened there?
Too slow.
Yep, there we go. Okay. Okay.
Slamming it too hard.
No, because if that fly's a dry fly, so when it lands, it's going to make a little bit of motion. That's okay, because it's not a bug that normally flies and lands.
Yeah.
It's a bug that falls in the water, right?
Okay. So, is there so you know how when you're hitting tennis, right? If you hit it too soon, it goes that way. If you hit it too late, it goes that way. Is there an indicator of what is too soon and what is too late with the fishing?
Remember this? Remember the 10 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens with your line, just like in the parking lot, what happens with your line is not going to lie. So if you're going too slow, you're either going to get caught back there or it's going to bunch up right here. Okay. If you're going too fast, then it's going to make that motion, that whack, right? So you just have to get that timing down. The other thing you can practice is what we call a roll cast. Now, and so these are the two things that I want you working on today. So when I pull this out, watch. Oh, you got stuck. See how I'm keeping that line above the ground? Yeah. And then when I go out, it's like that, okay? Now, roll casting, I'm controlling the line right here, right? I'm bringing the line in. I always keep my rod pointed at the water. I'm bringing my line in, okay? And then when I want to cast it, if I have stuff behind me, all I'm going to do is a roll cast. So I'm going to bring the rod tip up and I'm going to flip it out, okay? There's a little bit of risk to that. So see how I'm not going anywhere behind me? I'm just flipping it out like that. That's a roll cast. Okay, so between using the water to load your line, see if I bring this line in like this and I let the water load it, all I have to do, watch where all this line goes. See that? So that's me creating friction between the water and my rod. Okay, that's on a regular cast. On a roll cast, all you're doing is just straightening up the line and whipping it out there. Now that's hard to do when you're in the wind, right? So and all I need to do is that. Does that make sense?
With this one, you want a little wrist.
With the roll cast, you do, yes. Okay. When you're talking about the full cast, all you have to do is just let that line go, right? Mm-hmm. Keep it control, and then watch. Just back and down. That's all you got to do, okay? So practice those two. I'm going to go check on these guys, all right? Don't do it yet. You all right, boss? Look at you. You're like, let's roll, dude. I'm getting a fish. All right, I got her working on a couple of things, and I'll come back. Are you okay, or you want me?
I would probably want some help.
Okay, give me 1 second, okay? How we doing?
I'm all right.
Throw it out there again. Yep, just go ahead and cast it out while it's on the ground. Oh, you've got a dropper rig on this. Okay.
A friend of mine just gave it to me.
Yeah, okay. So pull in some of your line. You don't need to do it on the reel. You can do it with your hand, too. Pull in your line. Make sure that you're controlling the line here, though. Okay, get used to, this is the main control mechanism. This is the secondary control mechanism where you're pulling in the line. Okay? The problem with this rig is that it's really hard to cast. Because what happens is that these two things get tangled up. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I don't have my clippers on me. Do you have clippers on you?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to clip this off. And then basically what we're going to do is we're just going to fish this rig. Okay. Because what happens when you're throwing these rigs, if you're not used to it, it wraps them immediately. So hold on to that for 1 second, okay? Yeah. How we doing, boss? What the problem is why you're not getting any distance on that is because you're stopping it way too late. You got to stop it up above your head at 10, remember? I get it. That's your biggest drawback is your head. Let me see this. Bring it on, just bring your rod tip up. Yep, there we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep that. Now this rig's gonna fish a little weird. Take that, just hold on to it for a second. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna tie a dry directly on that. Line can dry out. Line can get fickle, just brittle, just like anything else. But usually if it's kept someplace where it's not going to be, super crazy, like cold or hot, it can usually, if you keep line on every fishing year, I would replace my leader especially. But if he's got fly, the fly line looks brand new, so, oh, this could be interesting. My blind ass trying to tie a fly on without my glasses. So those things we were talking about, now I want you just to practice with just one fly, okay? So I want you to practice getting it out there, and your timing, once again, your 10 and your 2. If you're dropping it too late, it's just going to drop in the water. If you're stopping it too early, it's just going to drop in the water. So I want you to practice just one cast back, one cast out. And if you're doing it right, remember that when I get this, watch yourself, Rick. I'm going to come back that way. Okay, if I'm doing it right, then all this line that I have out, see how now all I have to do, now let's say I have this much line out, right? Okay, so all I want to do is if I bring this line in, you got a fish right underneath that. Move it. So when we're fishing these dries, we want to get a little movement in. Now, all this line that I have out, if I do one cast right, see, now the line didn't go anywhere, but if I do one cast right, the line goes out immediately, okay? So I'm just practicing bringing this line in, getting a little move. Always point your rod at the water. I'm just practicing getting a little movement on this fly, and then what's happening is that's going to create my friction, so I don't have to go way back here, right? I just pick it up, and I cast it, and it goes out. You got another fish underneath there. And then all I'm doing is I'm casting it, and I'm putting it out over there, right? Getting a little movement on it, then I'm letting the water load it, and I'm going like that. Does that make sense? And then you can do the same thing with shallow stuff, but I want to make sure that you're putting it in different areas, right? That's a roll cast here. That's a roll cast there. And typically you're only going to be able to get shallow on those roll casts, but if you want to get more line out, right? Up and out. See how it went straight out and all the line went there? So that's what I want you to practice. Okay? You're welcome. How we doing, Angela? Okay, I'm coming behind you. Are you figuring it out? Are you getting that timing down?
I think so.
Okay, what do we got, boss? Did you already get snagged? See, there's a hatch going on right now. Catch me one of those bugs. You see that? You see all the bugs that are flying around? That's a hatch. And if you can catch them, then we know what's landing on the water.
Not hoppers right now.
No, but hoppers are like Twinkies for trout.
But when don't they hatch on the bottom?
No, like right behind you, that's a hatch. Like right there, right in front of you. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm managing the line with this, because if a trout comes to that hopper and he hits it, I need to set the hook, right? I can't set the hook just holding on the line like this. So I'm going to keep this line nice and taut, and all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a little bit of movement on that fly because it's a hopper, right? It needs to look like it's trying to get out. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up once and I'm going to drop it again. Okay? I'm going to pick up once, I'm going to drop it again. Okay? And then that's what I want you to practice, just bringing in some line and then just picking up once and moving the rod. Okay?
Sounds good.
There you go, Angela. All right, so just hold on. You're not holding on to the line with your finger. There you go. That's your initial point of contact when that trout hits. Okay? The reason it's dropping is because you're stopping late, and you're not stopping here and letting that line unload and following down with it. Go ahead. There you go. That was better. Okay. Try moving the fly though. What you want to do is you want to try. That's better. Now get a little, and when you're getting that movement on that fly, get that rod tip as close, like point at the water. There you go. And then pick it up and move it again. So what happened there is that you're stopping. Yep, you're stopping way too early, and you're ending way too late. Okay. Same thing there, because it caught on itself. Okay. So practice that. Give me a sec. Okay, you've got the timing down, but you're stopping way too late. So you're stopping all the way down here and you're whipping it. Basically, you're going back and then you're coming down and you're whipping it down. It's just one motion, nice and easy. And then there you go. That's a little bit better, but still stopping late, because when that line drops and doesn't lay out, that means you're not extending that energy. You're stopping. That was better, but see, once again, you stopped too late. So when you stop too late, did you feel yourself get snagged back there?
No.
Oh, somebody's got a fish. Look at that. Bluegill. Nice. Looks like, Watch the spines on the bluegill. Put it in your net and take the hook out because you don't want to get spined. Okay, try it again for me. That was better. See how you stopped and then followed it down and the line went straight out.
Right. And
Okay.
I felt it going out.
There you
but
go.
I didn't let it go.
Right. So just remember, keep that in mind. That when you let it go, all you have to do, you don't have to let that finger go.
Okay.
You can just loosen up tension on it.
Okay.
Right? Go ahead. Try it again.
Oh, there was a fish right on the fly when I pulled it up.
Okay, I'm going behind you. Remember, it's not about power. It's about letting that load and unload. You doing all right, boss?
Yep.
Okay. Was it a bluegill? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but I can't find my damn tweezers.
Where'd he get it?
You got it.
He's way in there. Here.
Yeah.
Just let him go. I'll put a new fly on you. Just go ahead and let him go. Remember, I want you guys practicing those full casts, changing direction, and practice those roll casts. What do we have on there? Is that a hopper?
Thing.
I'm going to put a caddis on and see what happens. All right, Ernie, let's see what we got.
All right.
Oh, did I catch you? All right. There we go. I see people doing things right. Don't slam it. Don't slam it. Remember, nice and easy. And as you get comfortable with that timing, start using more line. And try not to get snagged. Else you're still stopping too late. You got to get that timing down again. Remember, that water's loading that line for you. There you go. There, you see how different that was? I know, that's what I'm saying. All right, Ernie, here's what I want you to do. So, come over this way to me real quick, over this way. The water's loading your line for you, right? So all I'm doing is I'm just putting a little movement on this fly, right? And then when I'm ready to go, all this line that I pulled out, if I do it right, I bring it up and I redo it, okay? And if I do it right, all that line goes right back out. I don't need 6 casts, right? All I need is I just need 1 and 2. And then I'm stopping it and then following down with it. Same thing with this. If I'm in a shallow area and or I'm in an area where I have a lot, oh, somebody's playing with it. Give it to me. So if I'm in an area where there's a lot of stuff behind me, I'm also going to be able to load this with this and do a roll cast. So I do one like this, okay? But if I have I'm just going to bring the rod tip up and I'm going to flip it over that way, okay? I'm going to bring the rod tip up and I'm going to flip it over that way. That way I'm not getting anything behind me, right? Roll casts are usually anywhere from 5 to 10 feet, okay? So I'm going to do up and over, okay? It's hard to do in wind, but there is a little wrist action to this, okay? So I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to put it down, okay? I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to put it down because there's nothing behind me, right? Now, if I want to go out further, then I can do my cast, right? I can bring a little line in, and then I can.
See, that's what I'm not
doing. So that's all you got to do. Manage it here, strip it here, strip it in, and then you don't even have to let go of this finger. When you bring it up, put it down. Okay, but I'm still holding that line taut, and then I tuck it back into my finger again. Okay. So that's what I want you to practice. All right. So this leader's cached. So I'm gonna hand you this.
What do you mean by cash?
It means it's totally fried. So I'm gonna give you a new leader.
Roger, have you gotten in the water yet?
Not yet.
We got a bunch of fish over there already.
Really?
We got 1 bass and 2 bluegills. Yeah, well, that's 9 times out of 10, that's what we catch here. After the water warms up, the trout go deep and get pretty inactive. I know it's cooled off because all the slime floating on it last month is gone. Here you go, Jerry. Nice catch. There you go. Yeah, just work on that, limiting the motion of your rod tip, okay, and stop so that rod loads up and then stop again, and it'll unload, and you'll just be amazed at what a difference it makes in what you're doing. Once you start getting soft on the edges, as we say, that takes all the power out of the rod. Now it's just Connor against the fly line. My fly is drowning. See how far we can throw a 7-foot rod? Yeah, this is just a 3-weight rod. It isn't the too fast. It's really a function of using the rod's power. So if you watch the line, okay, it goes straight back and I load the rod, so the rod is bent, okay? Then I stop it and it unloads it, and that transfers the power to the line, okay? If you start getting soft, that's when you end up with these big sloppy loops, okay? Now it's just me swinging the stick, making the line go like that. But now, once I start using the rod, so it's 1-10, 1-10. But you see how it stops? If you do this, it just takes it out, right? If you do this, then it just slops on the water, okay? So the point of the accelerating to a stop on both the back cast and your forward cast is what transfers the power of the rod to the line. Okay, so here, stop, lay down. Okay, pick it up, back, stop, lay down. But see how the line disappeared, the line that I had pulled in? Okay, so when I pick it up, okay, but I'm not muscling it, it's just the rod. That's just a 7.5-foot 3-weight rod. Let the rod do the work. I'm gonna tie a smaller fly on CJ's line so he catches a fish. He's got a big hopper on. And he said he had somebody come after it, but he didn't get it. Okay, CJ, let's put a different fly on for you.
Do you tie your flies or just buy them?
No, I just buy them. I never learned, and when I went fishing, when I learned to fish, they would tell me, go to the store and buy this. So I would, and that's as far as I ever got. CJ, reel yourself in. Come over. I'm going to tie on a different fly for you. Okay, this is called a Parachute Adams. So it's a much smaller fly, but I think you'll catch fish with that. All right? Remember, use the rod. Come over here. I want to get him on a fish. Okay, we're going to fish right here, okay? So, what do you do to get started? Oh, now you got the motion right, CJ, if you keep that motion. Okay, now pull some line off. Oh, now you tried to CJ it, okay? You had the motion just right, okay? When you're casting, see how I'm pulling line out? And I'm shooting it. So I'm letting it go out, and then on the back cast, I pull it out, okay? But you had the motion just right until the very end, and then you CJ'd it. And that's why it landed in a big pile. Hey, you got a fish. All right. Okay, now under your finger.
Yeah, under your finger.
Okay, and then pull it in here. Go ahead, pull it, here. Watch, let me do it real quick and I'll show you. Okay, you always have it under this finger and you're pulling from behind.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right. All right, good job, CJ. Nice job. All right, give me knuckles. Way to go, man.
Yeah.
Let's put a parachute Adams on. Or a blue wing olive, either one. Something smaller. That was perfect.
Yeah.
With one tiny exception.
But not perfect.
And that was when you went forward,
Yeah.
you stopped, kinda.
So fully
And
stop.
Stop. Okay.
And then lay down.
See, you know your line went straight out.
Yeah.
But then the leader dumped.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough energy to roll the leader all the way over.
I got it.
Okay. So your back cast motion was perfect.
Okay.
Your forward motion was perfect. You stopped in exactly the right place, but then you just let it fall a little bit. Okay. Stop so that line is shooting out. Then you can lay the rod down.
Okay. Well, you can tell when you get it all right.
Yeah.
And it just all the way out and
Yeah.
just lays.
Line never lies.
No.
Like that. See? Beautiful. My work here is done. Hey, Cruz. Not bad.
I'm just trying to get that down for just the cast.
Well, that's what we're here for. You can't keep the bluegills, so you may as well work on casting. Okay, give the rod and the line more time behind you so it can load up. So go back like you mean it. Stop. That was better. Pick it up slow. Back like you mean it. And give it a little time. Okay, see how the line went out, but then the leader landed in a lump. Okay, when your line was back here, it was still here, and you started forward.
So wait longer?
Yeah, just a little longer. A little bit longer. Yeah, there you go. But now when you go forward, stop hard. Nope, not hard down there, hard at about 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's better, okay? So if you imagine, can I borrow your rod a sec? Your rod tip is moving from here to here. That's all the farther it goes, okay? And when you come back here, you stop and unload it, and then you lay it down, okay? Watch yourself. There. Okay. Ooh, right behind that log, that'll catch. Sugar. Okay. He's doing great. It just, you want to be patient, CJ, and let the rod do the work so you don't have to. Okay. I think you're good to go. Put under your right index finger, CJ, and pull the line from behind your hand. There you go. So strip it in so you shorten it up a little bit. A little more. Okay, now you can start your back cast. Whoa! CJ, 1 o'clock, 10 o'clock. There you go. Okay. Oop. Didn't we have a shorter, having him casting with a 7.5 foot rod? But that's one thing, if you've got, soccer cones or something like those little cones I was using.
Yep.
Tennis ball, something that won't snag. and get him to practice that, get that tip, cone to cone motion, because he's got a tendency, he does it fine, and then the closer he gets to the cast, he wants to wind up and really slug it out there. See, he was doing fine, and then the final one, he wants to just let her loose. And that's why he got tangled up. See the loop? Okay, there we go. The reason that's happening is because your rod is never stopping. It's constantly in motion. So the line is going like this in big loops, and it ties itself up in knots. So if you use the rod like this and like this and like this and like this and have a stop, 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 now that line has a chance to roll out behind itself and then load the rod up, right?
Yeah.
So watch the rod tip. See how far? It's only going this far. It doesn't go all the way behind me, and it doesn't go all the way down. Now I can lay it down. It lays down nice and straight, see? And there's a bluegill out there. I know there is. He's waiting for you. Nice cast, Sean. Okay, you guys all right for a minute?
Okay, that was all about speed. Y'all, you have to remember, this is about finesse. Let the rod do its work. You shouldn't have to work at all to get that line into that water. It's nice and easy. And if it's going too easy, then you're not going fast enough. There you go. See how different that was? You got to get that timing back. How we doing, Hefe?
Good, good. Everybody's doing great over there catching fish.
This is all about timing, guys. Remember, it's not about power and it's not about catching fish. It's about finesse and getting that timing down.
Blueing olives and parachute Adams.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what they're biting on?
Yeah.
That was better. You just stopped too late. You had that back cast perfect. A little bit better. You got to stop it a little bit earlier. Way to go, Jeff. There you go. That's the way you want to do it. That's where you want to stop it. There you go, Jane. That's better. Ernie, you're still whipping it. Don't whip it. Nice and easy. There we go. That was a good cast.
Well, maybe I'll stop being a dirty nympher.
There's nothing wrong with being a dirty nympher, dude. You just got
There's a lot of things wrong with it.
There you go, dude. You could even stop it a little bit earlier. That was a good cast.
I know. I've never able to cast small flies like this.
See? Angela, we doing all right? You feeling? Why? With that distance? I wonder if I can put you somewhere where if you keep getting bunched up. Show me. You mean the line is bunching up?
Yeah.
That was a damn good cast. That was like a perfect cast.
Okay.
That's what you need to do. But that's because the line did what it needed to do. You guys just have to get the timing down. You'll do one good one, and then you'll do 4 bad ones.
Yeah.
Okay? But that was a perfect cast. That was exactly what you needed to do.
Okay. Kind of like that.
Okay,
Like,
but that's all timing,
Okay.
right? That's the line going back, and then what's happening is that line dropping because you're going too slow.
slow.
So once you know that line is going straight out, that means that you got the timing down. But it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, what's going to happen is you're going to do one good cast, and you're going to go, oh yeah, that's what it feels like, and then you're going to do 5 bad ones. Okay, but you have to get used to that timing, no matter where you are. Because if you were standing over where those guys were, it wouldn't be an issue. But you're letting what's behind you get in your head,
Yeah.
right? So don't do that. What you want to do is you want to get it going and get it out. There's plenty of room back there for you to let that line load because you don't have a ton of line out. Let that line load and let it unload. Okay? Try it again. Even Andrew's convinced that. See? No, now that time you went back too far and you let it drop. So it's okay. All right, let's go put a new fly on you. Okay, I'm going to switch you up. Ernie, I want you to come over here. I know how to cure you of that bad habit. I'm going to put something behind you. Coming behind. Look at all those. That's a hatch. So I heard BWOs and parachutes. So Ernie, I want you to put, can you put that small of a fly on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Pull that through. So I'm going to double over it. Okay. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take the tag end, which is the loose end. I'm going to put it back through this loop. Yeah. Okay. All right. And that's it. Yeah, I'm good, dude. Okay. That's a clinch knot. And then I cut the extra off. Okay. Now you don't have anything behind you except way back there. Okay. So I want you to practice the same thing, but I want you to do it here. Okay. Because now the timing that you've got, you should have zero problem because you've got nothing behind you. So play around with that timing and play around with the line. Okay? There you go, Bubba. Where did that come from? You are. That was what I want you to do.
Yeah, how do you do that roll cast again, Eric?
Okay, so just pick up your tip. Just pick it up, straight up, and wrist it. Okay? So, but you basically what you're doing is you're just picking it up, you're letting that line, and then okay.
Not too much?
That better. Not too much, but all you're doing, roll casts are for short distances. So I'm going to go here, okay. And you're going to get a little bunch on your line, okay? And then I'm going to come back over here. There's also what we call the Belgian cast, which is where you can come like this and go like that. But there's no need for you to do that. Okay. It's just simply up and boom, okay? Okay. So that's the two you want to try. Okay, that's about all the line out you need. Oh, you're wrapped again. So try that. Okay. How we doing, Ernie? Nelson, you're still wanting to slap it. Nice and easy. Look at Andrew becoming a dry fly guy. Okay, bring more line in. When the whole idea, that was decent. The whole idea of roll casting is that this is a full water load. So I'm going to bring in. Okay, I'm going to bring in enough line that all I'm doing is slapping it over like that, right? Because if you have too much line out when you're trying to roll cast, it's just going to bunch on itself. See that? Yeah. So bring the line in, and then up and over.
So
okay.
Now your float line should be about rod length.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So depending upon what size rod you're using, and then you're just doing it that way, because the goal of this is not to get a ton of line out. The goal of it is just to get it placed in a short distance as quickly as you can. You feel me?
Yep.
Look at that. See? I told you, you're in your head. You got to remember that line. Do it. There you go. Wow, look at her. She's all grown up now. Andrew and Angela aren't going to fish nymphs anymore. My job is done.
Oh, boy, she's doing good.
My job is done. How we doing, boss? That was better. That was a ginormous fish that just jumped right there.
Yeah.
Coming behind you real quick. All right, James. Let me see your rod real quick. We're going to get a big fish and let you catch it. Watch behind you, Rick. Oh, I think it was a bass, and I think the crazy thing about bass here is that they don't ever eat anything except the other fish. See how I'm moving it? Just moving, just giving it a little bit of motion. Yeah, he's gone. Pretty sure that was a bass. But see how I just used all of that line right there in one cast. It's not about how hard you're going. It's just about what happened there, Angela. You're using your wrist again. Quit it. You're getting back into old habits now that you feel comfortable. So all I'm doing is just picking up and putting down. Okay?
Okay.
Keep trying what you were doing. Now you're using your arm. That's what I want. Ernie, you doing okay?
Damn it. Finally.
There you go. Of course, the minute I walk up.
You walk over. It's like, oh, okay, I got it.
All right, coming behind. You're all right. That was you were fine. I was watching you. Nelson, have you changed the fly?
No.
You know how to?
No.
Okay. So go ahead and get everything on your reel. There you go. Pull it nice and easy. Just bring it on in. Okay, now bring it on in a little bit more. Okay, now pull your rod tip up, grab the leader. There you go. Okay. Now grab the line wherever the fly is. There you go. All right, let's walk over here. I'm going to show you how to change your fly. Do you know how to tie a clinch knot?
Nope.
Nope? Okay. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this fly. Okay, we're going to take the tippet end of that. And we're just going to cut this off. Okay, just going to use our snippers, and we're going to make one cut to get the leader off, and then we're going to get another cut to get that line out of that hole. Okay, this is your fly, so remember it's right here. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna find.
Second fly next to that, but
Okay, this is gonna. If you do it right, this should get you bit, even though you've already had more fish than most. But this is a caddis fly. Okay, so see that eyelet right there?
Yep.
Okay, now I'm going to try and do this without my glasses and I'm on camera. Okay, we're going to take the tippet end and we're going to feed it through that hole. It's harder to do with these caddis flies because of all the hackle in front of it. Okay, so now I'm through the hole.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to grab what we call the tag end, and I'm going to pull it so it's laying over on itself. Okay, then I'm going to take the tag end, which is the loose end, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then I'm going to take the tag end again, and there's a little loop right here that I made.
I see it.
Right. So I'm going to feed that tag end through that loop. Okay.
Yep.
Now that it's through that loop, I'm going to hold on to it with my tooth. I'm going to pull, and that's your clinch knot.
Okay.
Okay, really easy. Through the eye, roll it over on itself, wrap it 5 times,
Okay.
then back through the loop. Okay? I cut the tag end off, and you're good to go.
Alrighty.
Okay? Go ahead and go fish that. Let's see what happens.
Alrighty,
All right?
thank you.
You're welcome. There you go, Angela. Give it a little bit of speed. He said BWOs and Adamses are what's going on now. All right, Ernie. I see you're smart. I tried to get you in the junk, and you moved where there's nothing behind you. I like it. Oh, did you just lose your rod tip? Bring your rod tip up. Bring your rod tip up to me. Bring it up to me. Okay, first things first. Scoot over here to my left a little bit. Okay. Nope, you're holding it.
Okay.
That needs to stay in there. If as you're bringing that in, that fish eats that fly, you have no control over that.
Right.
So, and then what I want you to do is remember, the water is loading. So that 10 and 2 motion that we talked about on pavement, when you're on a river, that's fine because there's nothing to catch it, right? But when you're on a lake or a pond, that water is creating a lot of that tension for you.
Right.
Okay? So all you have to do, you cut a stick. All right. So give me a cast.
All right.
And I'm going to have you do something after we do this. So put that. Okay. First thing I want you to do. So when you're casting for the next, I don't know, 5 minutes, I want you don't take any line out of here. I want you to hold it just like this. And I want you to watch your line when you go from here to here, okay? See how the line, just like in the parking lot, is staying parallel to the ground, okay? All I'm doing, you have to get the timing. You have to go here and you have to go here, because if you go slow, it's going to drop, right? But if I go 1 and 2, because it stayed parallel and I gave it time to load and unload, is doing what it needs to do. So I want you to watch you do this until you get the timing down, but you're just holding on to the thing, nice and easy. 1, 2, okay? 1, 2. I want you to get the hang of that load and that unload, and you're stopping and starting exactly where we told you to, okay? And then I'm following that, and I can go anywhere, right? I'm following that line down with my rod, okay? It's a faster motion than you're normally seeing, but all I'm doing is just doing that. So I want you to get the timing of that down, okay? Don't pull any more line out, just nice and easy. 1, watch the line. Now see there, the line dropped. So when you're watching your line back and forth, you should know whether that's gonna do right or wrong, okay? Watch your line. See how different that was?
Yep.
Do it again. Ah, see how different, I don't even have to look over here to tell you if it's gonna happen right. Okay, do it again. Okay, you're still you're stopping where you want to do, but then you're wanting to bring that rod down really quickly. Okay. You don't have to, okay? Just do it, just keep going until you have that timing down. Okay, do it again. Watch your line. Okay, what happened there?
I brought it down too fast.
Nope, it dropped in the back.
Dropped in the back.
Because you didn't see that because you weren't watching it. See how different it is? Do it again. See, you're giving the line, now you're giving the line time to load, and you're letting it go to unload. Oh. So you got to keep practicing that, and you have to watch the line, because if you don't watch the line, you're not going to know whether that timing is on or not. It's muscle memory, but the brain is reacting to whatever it is you're watching in the air. Okay. So you're not going to do it your whole life. I get yelled at for watching my line from the captains I work with in Florida. Right. They're like, there's no trees behind you. That's what I'm used to, right? Yep. Because you're constantly having to pay attention. So I want you to work on that by watching your line. Okay? Remember, don't slam that rod down. Do it again. See how much different that is? Now what's happening now is that was a good cast. See? Don't bring any more line out. Just work on your timing. If a fish eats, great. That was too fast. And remember, keep your arm. Make sure that your arm is touching your pack. Just do it with your lower arm. See how easy that is, dude? That was a perfect cast. Nice and easy. There you go, dude. Look. Dear. There you go. Keep doing that. You got to work on that timing. That's what I'm talking about. Keep working on the timing. You doing all right, boss? Okay, show me what you got. Because if you get that timing down, there you go. Because then if you've got that timing down, then I want you working on line. Get line out, right? That's it, dude. And so not only work on straight ahead, okay? That's why I always turn my body wherever I'm fishing like I'm shooting a rifle. Yeah. So I'm going here and I'm turning it here. I'm going there, I'm turning it here, I'm going there, I'm turning it here. I don't want you to just practice doing it here. I want you, you just had a bite. Or a nibble. I want you to practice doing it across the spectrum, because changing from here to here is just as much about body position as it is about making sure that you're loading and unloading. So the whole idea is once you get that timing down and once you figure that out, then you're basically just back casting. And basically what you're doing is you're just bringing it up this way. So instead of doing it over here, you're doing it over here, and then you're going that way. You'll learn how to do that eventually. Don't worry about that now. Just worry about pointing yourself wherever you're going to land that fly. But try switching directions, because you've got it down now. You just have to figure out how to, it's more about placement and landing now. Okay? Coming behind. All right, show me. Okay, you're getting better. Do it again. Okay, but you're still wanting to do that whip. You got to watch that line. You got to make sure that what you're doing is still that 10 and 2 and letting that line load and unload. So watch the line. Don't worry about this. Tighten your grip. That line doesn't move. Now I want you to just do your timing. Watch your line, because that was a good cast. Okay, but you have no idea why, because you weren't watching the
I
line.
knew you with the cane hitting me every time I go over the freaking spot.
Yeah, so that's what you want to do. Just keep an eye on the line. Watch the line. Okay, I can tell you that I already knew that was going to drop because the timing is off.
Didn't go far enough.
Yes, so don't. But see, now what you're doing, now you got it in your head. Now what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I need to let it load. If you watch the line, you're going to be able to feel when that loads and when it's time to unload it. Okay? If you don't watch the line and you're just relying on timing, you're not going to get it. Your brain's not going to feel hear what your body feels. Okay? So, no, now you're going too far back and you almost got snagged. Watch my line. Watch. Okay. So I'm going to take all of this away. Okay? Now I'm just doing this. Watch my line. Okay, the only reason my casts are going straight is because I'm letting it load and then I'm unloading it. So I'm loading and I'm unloading. What's happening is that with you not watching your line, you're going really slow, and it's not giving it time to load, so that when you unload, it just drops. Loading, unloading. Loading, unloading. Loading, unloading. See how the line is just going out and it's straightening out, and then the minute it straightens out, in my brain, I'm like, okay, it's time to move now. Okay, I'm not letting it drop, I'm letting it load. Okay, so I can turn here and I can go there. And it's all in this arm, it's nothing else. I'm fishing, I'm down. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're watching that line and you're getting it through your brain that when it rolls out, that's loaded. And then you need to unload it. Okay, so loaded, unloaded. Loaded, unloaded. Okay, that's what I want you working on. Don't pull any line out. Don't do anything with this hand whatsoever. Nothing. Okay, load, unload. See what's happening with the line. Watch the line. Go. Okay, see? I knew that was going to happen. It's because what's happening is you're going too slow. Okay? And when you go too slow, the line drops, right? So we don't want the line dropping. We want the line loading and then unloading, okay? And just by watching, don't bring any line out, just load, unload. Okay, first thing is stop here. Okay, do it. Do it again. Okay, watch the line. Is the line dropping or is the line staying parallel? Watch it.
This one went straight out, yeah.
But see, what's happening is that when you're watching it, you're not putting those two and two together. When you're watching it, you're saying, okay, a little bit more time. And the time you turn your head to forward cast, the line's dropping. See how it's dropping?
Yes.
Okay. Now. See? Now. Do it again. Now. See how different that is?
Yes.
Okay. Now, first thing I want you to do is I want you to keep this arm down here. Okay. This is the mechanism. This mechanism can turn any which way you want it to. Okay. All you're doing, it's just this arm and the rod. Boom, boom. Okay. Try bringing it up. Okay. Look at the line. Tell me what the line's going to do by what the line's doing behind you. Now you're getting it. There you go. Now you're getting it. See how different that is?
Yes, and if the back tip drops extra,
then you
the
lose
line
it.
goes straight
Yep,
down.
Then you lose it. You've lost all momentum that you've created with that load. Okay? I'm going behind you. You got him?
All about you.
How we doing, James? Did you switch up flies?
No. Lost the fly. Don't know when I lost the fly, but I lost the fly.
You know how to tie it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're doing it again. Come over here. Come over this way a little bit. Okay, do it again. Watch your wrist. What are you doing? You're wristing it, right? So what's happening is that you're getting that momentum with your arm, and then you're losing all of it with your wrist, because what's happening is you're stopping it where you need to stop it, but then you're wristing it, and everything that's in this rod just lost. You just lost all of it. Watch your wrist, okay? See how different that was?
Yeah.
Watch your wrist.
Stare it. Stare it down. Like, how dare you move?
There it is. Again, watch your wrist if you need to, because that line, you didn't even notice it. All that line went out, okay? Watch your wrist. If that's what it takes to get you to stop doing that, watch it. Boom.
How you doing, Roger?
Quite a fish,
I see that.
Staring it out.
but I'm having trouble.
I mean, that's
Me out here.
there you go.
Now I'm stuck in there.
I don't even need to, I mean, that's the whole entire thing. So if what's happening is when you unload, or when you load and when you unload, and it's dropping like that,
I
then
can
you
just pull it back.
100% know it's your wrist.
All right,
Because
careful
that's
with
where
that
all
finish.
that momentum's being lost and transferred into that line going in swirls right in front of you. Okay? You good back again? Okay. You get him in? All right. Jerry, or James, come over here a little bit this way for me.
You bet.
Stand right about here so you're not hooking her. There you go, Nelson. Ah, look who's a fly fisherman now. All it took was that. I don't care if you guys catch fish. All I want you to do is just get that cast. Ernie, you doing all right?
Yep.
All right, go ahead, James. Show me. Remember, it's the timing. Don't change that. Don't change that timing. Oh, did you just have a fish on there?
I think that was either.
You do. A little baby. Is it a little baby bass? Oh no, it's a little baby it's a little baby bluegill. Little baby bluegill. Watch that line. Better. Do it again. That was better. Angela, don't slow yourself down. What you're doing is you're changing your timing. When you get here, you're slowing it down. So remember, keep that whole thing going, and then once you've stopped it, that's better, James. There you go, like that, okay?
Calling back into me.
May I?
Yeah.
So your back cast is doing pretty well, okay?
Right.
But you're trying to pound it into the water, okay? Stop, okay? So back, stop, and see it takes the line, okay?
Right.
But when you do this, it just makes a mess, okay? Right. Back, and then you lay it quietly down.
And if you have to do it 2-3 times, because in your mind that's what straightens it out, that's fine. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I want that line going straight every single time. Okay? Don't pull any line out. Don't need to do anything with this hand at all except watch. Better. Do it again. Better. Do it again. Now I can tell you're using your wrist because it's dropping. Better. Do it again. See, now you're watch the line. What's happening to the line when you get to the top of your cast?
It's straight.
It's dropping.
Yeah.
It's dropping. You want it to be straight. It's dropping because you're stopping when you're doing your load, or when you're doing your back cast, you're stopping it, and that's losing all of it. Let it load and then unload it. Okay? If you've got to do 1 or 2 casts because in your mind that works better, do it that way. I don't care. Oh, I also see what you're doing. When you're doing this with the rod, I think you're doing this. Like it's almost like I don't know what you're doing, but it's like you're doing this little roll thing. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Show me again. I don't know what you're doing. There you go, Angela. Oh, went too slow that time. Okay. I know what you're doing. You're stopping it too early. Because what's happening is you're stopping it and that rod is bending because you're forcing it forward again.
Okay.
So just get that, you got to get that rhythm down. That was better, Angela. It's not about stopping and starting. Remember, that whole motion is one, There you go, just like that.
All right.
Okay, do it just like that. Okay, you're still stopping it way too early. Let it, there you go, like that. Do it again. Yes, dude, do it again. Yes. Do it again. Yes, it dropped a little bit that time. Do it again. That was a good one. Okay, only you hurried it too much. Don't hurry it. Get that rhythm. Just by watching the line, your arm will get used to what it's supposed to feel like when it loads and unloads. Okay, back. Yes. Do it again. Yes. That was a good one, only you stopped it way too late. Okay, stop it where you need to stop it. Better. Do it again. Yes. Yes. See the difference, dude? Do it again. By watching that line, you're teaching your arm and your brain what to feel and what to know. Okay, what's happening is you're stopping it out here and then you're bringing the rod down here. Follow the line down with your rod, okay? Yeah. When you stop it, follow it down where you want it to land. See how different that is? Do it again. See, dude? Do it again. Keep going, go. Do it again. That time you stopped it too early, okay? There you go. Again. Yes, dude. Do it again. Okay. Oh, you know, I just did a stutter. It was like a stutter. It was like did it. Okay, keep going. Keep watching the line, because now you're going to let it drop. You don't want it to drop. But what's happening is now you're getting in that comfort zone, right?
Okay.
Keep watching it until your brain and your body get that rhythm down. Okay. Go ahead. There you go. Do it again. Okay, that was just a jigger. That's fine. Do it again. There you go. Do it again. Yes, dude, that was a perfect cast. Do it again. Yes, another perfect cast. Do it again. Yes, dude. Keep going. Don't jerk it. It's not about jerking it. It's about getting that timing. There you go. Nice and smooth. Okay, keep going. Yes. Okay, what's happened is you're still that timing is still a little off, because what's happening is you're stopping it early, and then you're letting the line go, but then you're starting it again before the line can load. Okay? So stop it back here, let it load, and then forward, down. Okay? Go ahead. Don't go sideways. It's just a back motion. Just your arm, just this arm is just going back and forth. Yes, dude. Do it again. Yes. Okay? Yes. There you go. Okay, I'm coming behind. I want to see something. Show me again. Okay, you know that you can, the rod doesn't always have to stay straight like this. The rod can bend, the reel can be with your arm. This is all one piece, okay? So when you're like that, just you feel whatever feels better with the rod, okay? Whether it's fishing, I mean, you fishing that way is what made you get it so quickly. Show me again. Oh, okay, what happened there? Okay, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to keep it sideways. Okay, so you're doing this. You're doing this. Okay, you're wanting, if you're going to keep it, okay, because what's going to happen is that you're fishing sideways, and that's going to mess up your wrist. Okay, if I'm coming back like this, I'm coming forward like this, so that the rod can be sideways when I'm bringing it back, but when I'm landing it pointing down with the reel facing down. You see what I'm saying? Because this is going to get really hard for you to keep it sideways like this. Yeah. And that's why you're throwing the rod all the way over there, and the line is wanting to unload, but it's curling. Yeah. So if you load it like this and then you fish it like that, That's gonna help the line know where it's supposed to go. Okay? Try that. There you go. Not too fast. Do it again. Yes, girl. That was too slow. So you're right there in that sweet spot. No. Okay, watch your line. That was good. Because what's happening is you're speeding it up. You're going back really fast, and then you're slowing it down. So that's all one motion. It's just like a parallel line, but you're drawing it as smooth as you're drawing it front back. Okay. Watch your line, because you would have known. There you go. Nope, because you slowed it down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't get in your head. There you go. Do it again. Okay. You're still going back the right timing, and you're slowing yourself down. Say, get out of your head. Back and forth. Back and forth. Better. Good. Do it again. Okay. Watch. You got to. If it starts jamming up, once again, all you got to do is turn around and look at the line. The line will tell you exactly what you're doing wrong. Okay. Okay. That one dropped because you wristed it. Better. Do it again. There. See? Watch the line. That'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. All right. Go ahead. No, that was fine. If it just because you know you screwed up there, if it lands that way, who cares? Fish it, right?
Yeah.
Because even bad casts are gonna work out. Just you need to get used to that timing. Okay, do it again. Don't wrist it, James. You're still okay. Do it. Okay, what's happening now is you're speeding it up to compensate for slowing it down up here. Watch your line once again. If things aren't landing the way that you want them to, all you have to do is turn around and watch, because what's happening is you're going back, and then you're not letting the line completely load. And if you look back, you'll see that. Okay? See? That was different. Okay? Try it again. That was different too. Because what? Go ahead, keep going. Tell me, you tell me when it's right and when it's wrong. Okay? Is it landing the way you want it to? That was a perfect cast. Do it again.
I think I sped up at the end.
But did it land the way you wanted it to land?
Yeah.
So who cares? Try keeping this arm down. Just try using this part of your arm. Just nice and easy. See how much less effort that is? Do it again. Okay, you slowed it down there. Yep, there you go. That was a good cast, except you stopped it too early. That was a good cast. Do it again. See? You feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, be careful on your timing when you're trying to keep your arm down, because you're starting to slow it down.
Okay.
You're starting to slow it down because you're not used to it. Get the momentum going the same way. Watch your line until you get comfortable with that, okay? There you go. Okay, coming behind. Oh, you got another one. How we doing, boss? How we doing, Ernie? Now you're talking, dude. She get a fish? Okay, now that time you wrist that, yeah, you almost hooked yourself in the back of the head. That time you went from doing it right to wristing it. Nope, you're still wristing it. Don't wrist it. Watch the line. Watch your arm. So what's happening is you got to stop. This is the mechanism, not this. This. It's not, because if you wrist it, you're going to get lost back there so many more times than you want to be. Okay? That was a pretty good cast, dude. Okay? That wasn't wrist. That was arm. Do it again. Bring some line in. Okay? Okay, trap your line. Don't do that. Now give me another cast. That was pretty good, but what happened? You know what happened?
I laid it down too fast.
Well, no, you wristed it. When it bunches like that, you've taken all of that momentum by a good back cast and just basically just transferred it into the ground. That was a pretty good cast. Okay.
The question is the fly still on there?
Oh, I don't know. At this point.
I mean.
Okay. Give me another cast.
See,
Okay. You wristed it right there, and you almost got snagged. What's happening is that you're wanting more and more to bring more line out, right?
Yep.
I think you've still got. No, you don't have a fly on there. But that doesn't matter. So what's happening is that you're wristing it. So you're doing this, and then you're doing this. So it literally takes away from all the good work you're doing back there. So all you're gonna do is you're just doom and boom, boom. See, look at my line. When I do my line right and I load it and unload it correctly, if I slow it down, what happens? It just bunches. Okay, but that's what you have to focus on. Get something like get a cast on your arm, like when you break your wrist.
Yep.
Get one of those, because what I don't want you doing is I don't want you getting in the habit of doing that, because sooner or later, I mean, you can do that if you're roll casting, right? I can put the line wherever I want to if I'm roll casting, because you need to use your wrist. But if you start doing this, then all that work you're doing is just going to be lost, and you're never going to catch a fish. Okay, so this whole entire thing, see how my upper arm doesn't even move? It's just boom, boom, right? Boom, boom. That's what you need to work on it. Okay, yeah. Don't worry about bringing line out. Don't bring any line out. Just focus on, and once again, watch the line, because it's not going to lie to you. What happened there? You don't know, because you didn't watch the line. Because it dropped, and if you would have had a hook on it, you would have snagged. Watch the line. Did it drop, or did it go straight back?
It started dropping.
Yep. There you go. Do it again. Watch the line. Watch the line. Do it again. Not with your wrist, with your arm.
Okay.
Okay.
I need some tape.
Try this. Yeah. Try holding it like this.
Right.
Okay? And just boom, 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 boom. Okay? You're just pointing where you want it to go, and then you're dropping down with it. Try that. Don't bring any line out.
All right.
Do it. Watch the line. That was a good cast. Do it again. Watch the line. Do it again. Now, that time you went too slow. If you watch the line behind you, better. Do it again. Watch the line. See, you let it drop there. I can watch the back and tell you whether it's going to be a good, that's going to be a bad cast. That's going to be a good cast. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have to pay attention to it, because until your body gets that rhythm, you're not going to do it. Because if you keep doing this, the minute you go back there, you're going to see that just go, okay? So you have to pay attention to what you're doing on that load and unload.
Okay.
Okay?
So when I go back, what exactly? I'm looking at the rod.
Okay. The problem is that you're wanting to go back with all of this. You don't need to go back with this. Yep. Relax, dude. Relax.
Okay.
All right. Whoa. Loosen up the grip. Loosen it up. Nice and easy. Okay. You're wanting to force it. Don't force it. Nice and easy. See how different that is? Wanting to force it. Don't force it, dude. Just nice and easy. You feel that?
I think I'm having an aha moment.
Try it again. No, don't. Watch your, nope, you're still wristing it. Don't wrist it. Use the arm. See how different it is when you use your arm? Nope, you're still using your wrist. Stop using your wrist. Nope, you're using your wrist again. The minute you pick that rod up off the water, you're backing your wrist up. Use your arm, not your wrist. No, that was better because you didn't use as much of your wrist. But if you have to stare at your wrist to make sure it's not bending, then do that. Did it bend? Nope. Yeah, it did. Yeah. That was your arm. That was your wrist. That was your wrist. That was your wrist. I can see your wrist. The minute you want to pick that was almost your arm. That was your wrist. You need to get one of those casts on your, Ellen, you need to get him one of those little casts when he breaks his wrist and he can't move his wrist. That's what he needs to do when he's practicing fly fishing.
All right. I can buy one of those.
That was better. You're still using some of your wrist, but you're not using all of your wrist. That was your arm.
Right behind you. Angela, give it a little more time behind you.
Oh, I thought you were trying to come behind me.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Here, let me help you. So, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, okay? And it lands like that. But if you let the rod do the work, tick tock, see, it'll take all that slack out. Okay? So one more time, I'll show you. Pick it up. Tick tock. Okay?
Ah, you're doing it again, Angela. You're slowing down when you come forward. Don't. Remember, keep that rhythm the same way. Better, but no. Watch your line. Watch your line on this next cast and tell me what you're doing. What were you doing? Is it going too slow, too fast? Are you doing your wrist? What are you doing? Because I can watch the back and tell you exactly what you're doing. Go ahead. Yeah. That whole thing is too slow. That was pretty good, except you slowed down at the beginning, or at the end, I mean. That was pretty good, but you slowed down again. Better, but now you're going across your body again. You got too much line out on you. You're wanting to do that again. So you're wanting, one of the things you need to, does your shoulder hurt?
Yeah. It's getting
one of the things, and you can call it quits, but one of, like, you're still wanting to do this and fish it sideways. So what you're doing is you're creating an arc, right? Mm-hmm. And all the lines wanting to go sideways. So if you're going to cast that way, point it forward. Or just get used to doing this up in the air and just doing that. You don't have to, just find whatever works for you and then like that. But don't doing this and then you're using, if your shoulder's hurting, it's because you're using your shoulder way too much. It's all only this. I'm not even using my shoulder. Okay? It's all in your arm. Okay? All right. You guys got some stuff to work on, but I'm proud to hear that you're going to dry. James, you all right? Yeah, you're welcome, man. Just keep practicing.
Yeah.
You'll get it. Once you started watching it and knowing what you were doing, that's when you figured out that rhythm. So just keep doing that.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good.
All right, dude. And you're welcome to come to another one. If you want to come to another one and see where you're at, that's fine with me too. Okay? Just come in and sign up for it. I mean, you're only going to get practice.
Hey, Roger.
Fun.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, you did great. Caught some fish.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
That's funny.
Roger, just keep practicing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I practice. I do those. Did you do the cone drill with us?
No.
Okay, we do that at 101.
Okay.
And it's the fundamental part of casting, that the ability to stop that rod and see the line go out straight. Okay? If you stop the rod and then let it go a little bit, it doesn't go straight. The line never lies. But those cones are 14 feet apart, and that's as far as the rod tip goes. But everybody's inclination is to, really throw themselves into it, and the bigger the sweep of the rod, the more power. It's not true. The power is in
It's my goal. If I can't
this.
get him to come home,
Okay?
I might as well
So when that line goes behind you and the rod does this, and then you go forward and you stop, it does this. And that power, that energy in the rod goes to the line. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
It's all about the rod, not about the Ernie.
Well, I gotta stop.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing everybody does, Ernie. Everybody's used to using a spinning rod. You flick it out there, right?
Right.
Well, don't do that, because
Yeah. And I'm still
it doesn't work. Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy a brace and see if I can.
They literally, somebody, I don't know if it's Sims or Redding, somebody makes a band
Right.
to strap your rod to your wrist to help break the habit of it.
Does Cabela sell it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Just get a little sponge,
Yep.
piece of foam rubber or something, put it under the butt of your rod.
Right.
So,
Kind of like golf.
okay,
Yep.
put it right there. don't let it drop. And
I like that.
okay, but I mean, if you watch me, I'm, you know, I don't use my wrist much, okay, but you know, you'll see me. I mean, I've been known to do this, okay.
No.
But if
is he?
even if I'm doing this, look at where the rod tip is. Okay, it never does this.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I do a lot.
How old
everybody does it already.
does it could have to be?
You'll get it. Just keep practicing. You come back
I
to
learned how
class.
to
We
fly
got all
fish when I
sorts of.
was 6.
We love having people come to class.
That's probably a little too early because they don't have the patience for it. Hey, you're very welcome, my friend. Just work on it.
Take care, man. Thanks.
Or even just like fishing in general?
Oh, you can take. I mean, I started. Jeff will tell you, but I started fishing when I was like 2.5. Bye, you guys.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you guys again soon.